Ryan Bell had always liked exploring old ships. He was not like most humans who looked for wealth or fame. He liked understanding how things worked. Today, he was at a galactic auction, a place where old and unused ships were sold to the highest bidder. The auction hall was huge. It floated in orbit around a small star. Alien ships of all shapes and sizes were lined up in neat rows, with their owners watching carefully. Ryan looked around. Most of the big ships were covered in shiny metal and bright lights. Aliens were whispering in strange languages, checking instruments and comparing prices. Humans were rare here. Ryan felt a little out of place but excited. Among all the ships, there was one that almost no one looked at. It was enormous, even bigger than many warships Ryan had seen. The metal was dark and dull. Parts of the hull had scratches and dents. It seemed old and forgotten. Aliens passed by without even glancing at it. Ryan could not explain why, but he felt drawn to it. Something about it felt alive. He walked closer, his boots echoing in the empty hall. The nameplate on the side was scratched, almost unreadable. The auctioneer did not mention it. The aliens laughed at the idea of buying such a ship. To them, it was junk. To Ryan, it was a mystery. He raised his hand and put in a bid. No one else moved. The auctioneer's tentacle-like arms waved him through, surprised that a human dared. The price was tiny, barely enough to buy a small shuttle. Ryan felt his heart beat faster. When the final gavel fell, the ship was his. He barely believed it. The crowd murmured and some aliens snickered. They thought he had wasted his money. Ryan did not care. He had always liked things others ignored. Sometimes the most valuable things were hidden under dust and shadows. He boarded the ship through a large airlock. The inside smelled old, like metal and oil that had not been used in decades. The corridor was long and dim. Panels flickered as he stepped past them. He ran his hand over the controls. The surface was smooth but cold. He pressed buttons at random. Some lights blinked and a soft hum filled the hall. The ship was waking up. Ryan smiled. He liked this feeling, the way a machine seemed to notice him. It was almost as if the ship had been waiting for someone like him. The first room he explored was the bridge. It was enormous. Chairs floated slightly above the floor, wires hung from the ceiling, and screens showed maps of stars he did not recognize. Ryan stepped carefully. He touched a screen. A star map appeared, glowing softly. Lines connected systems he had never heard of. He tried to understand the symbols. Some looked like numbers, some like shapes. It was confusing but exciting. He felt like he had found something no human had ever seen. He spent hours just looking at the maps and screens. Even after a long time, he could not see all of it. The ship had secrets, and it wanted him to find them. As he explored deeper, he found rooms full of strange devices. Some were round, some were square, some he could not even describe. Ryan touched one. It reacted. A small light moved along the surface like it was scanning him. He stepped back, curious but careful. Then another device opened up, showing what looked like a hologram of a planet. It rotated slowly in the air, showing mountains, oceans, and cities he could not recognize. Ryan realized the ship was full of knowledge. It held information about stars, planets, maybe even life forms that humans had never seen. He felt a mix of fear and wonder. This ship was not just a machine. It was a library, a guardian, and maybe even a teacher. While moving through the ship, Ryan noticed something strange. Some doors opened by themselves. Corridors shifted slightly. It was subtle, but he felt it. The ship was alive in some way, not like a human or an animal, but as if it had awareness. He wondered why no one else had noticed. Aliens had looked at it and dismissed it. Humans had not seen it before, and now he was inside, discovering its secrets alone. The thought made him feel special, but also responsible. He had taken on something far bigger than himself. He reached the engine room. It was massive. Huge cylinders and pipes filled the space. He could hear a low hum from the core. Dust swirled in the air as he walked. He touched a console and lights blinked across the room. A screen lit up showing diagrams of power flows. Ryan tried to understand them. He had studied engines on smaller ships, but this was different. It was advanced. It was beautiful. He ran his hands over levers and buttons, imagining how the ship could move. He knew he could learn from it. This ship could teach him more than any academy or book. It was like a puzzle waiting to be solved. Suddenly, a small panel opened on the wall. Inside was a cube glowing softly. Ryan picked it up. It was warm. Patterns moved on its surface. He did not know what it was for. When he held it, the hum in the room grew louder. It was as if the ship recognized him. Ryan looked around. The corridors seemed to pulse. Lights changed color slowly. He felt a thrill. This was not just an old ship. It had intelligence, maybe even personality. Ryan grinned. He liked the idea of talking to it in his own way and learning its secrets. It was strange, but he felt a connection he could not explain. He explored the crew quarters next. They were empty and quiet. Bunks lined the walls, personal items left behind as if the crew had vanished suddenly. Ryan opened drawers, old tools, strange gadgets, notes in an alien language. He tried to read some symbols, most made no sense. But a few looked like diagrams of machines and weapons. He realized the ship had been built for more than travel. It was made for exploration and maybe even defense. The thought made him more excited. He could imagine himself flying this ship across the galaxy, discovering new worlds, learning forgotten secrets. No human had done this before. Maybe that was why the aliens ignored it. They did not understand its purpose. Only a human with curiosity and imagination could see its potential. As night came in orbit around the star, Ryan found a small observation deck. Huge windows showed the blackness of space. Distant stars twinkled like diamonds. He stood there for a long time, thinking. He had bought an old, ignored ship. Some would say he wasted his money. But Ryan felt he had found treasure. Not gold or jewels, but something more valuable. Knowledge, adventure, and a chance to do something no human had ever done before. He felt hope and determination. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders and dangers, and he was ready. He decided to sleep in a small cabin. The bed was narrow and strange, but comfortable enough. Before closing his eyes, he touched the glowing cube again. The hum was soft now. He felt calm. He knew the journey would not be easy. There would be puzzles, challenges, maybe even danger from aliens who would want the ship. But he felt ready. He had curiosity, courage, and the ship by his side. Together, they would explore unknown worlds, learn secrets hidden for centuries, and maybe change humanity's place in the galaxy. He smiled, then closed his eyes, letting sleep take him. The first day of a great adventure was over. Ryan dreamed of stars and planets he had never seen. He dreamed of the ship moving silently through space, taking him farther than any human had ever gone. He dreamed of puzzles and machines, of knowledge waiting to be unlocked. He felt alive, ready, and important. In the quiet of the old cruiser, a human and a machine had begun a story that no one else could have imagined. The galaxy was waiting, and Ryan Bell was ready to meet it. Ryan woke early, the hum of the cruiser filling the cabin like a gentle heartbeat. Sunlight from the nearby star filtered through the observation deck windows, painting the walls in soft gold. He stretched and got up, feeling excited. Yesterday had been full of surprises, but he knew today would be even bigger. He had only scratched the surface of the ship's mysteries. He started in the bridge, his favorite place. The screens flickered to life as he entered. Some of the maps had moved overnight, lines connecting stars that he had not noticed before. He ran his fingers over the glowing symbols, trying to make sense of them. The shapes seemed random at first, but slowly a pattern appeared. Ryan realized the ship had a way of showing information in layers. He could focus on one set of stars or zoom out to see whole systems at once. It was like the ship knew what he needed to see. He spent hours studying the maps. He recognized a few star systems humans had visited before, but most were completely unknown. He traced routes between them, imagining what kind of civilizations might exist there. Some systems had multiple planets with habitable conditions, marked with symbols he could not understand. Ryan wondered who had put this information into the ship, the aliens who built it. Or some earlier explorers? The thought made him shiver. He was holding knowledge that no human had ever seen. After a while, he moved to the rooms filled with alien devices. He remembered the cube from yesterday. It had been warm, alive almost, and he had felt a connection. He picked it up again. Lights pulsed softly as he held it. This time, he tried something new. He pressed a small indentation on one side. A hologram appeared, projecting a three-dimensional star system in the air. Planets rotated slowly, moons circled them, and lines connected points in space. Ryan studied the display. The cube seemed to react to his thoughts. If he imagined moving the map, it moved. If he focused on a planet, the view zoomed in automatically. Ryan smiled. This was incredible. Humans had computers and screens, but nothing like this. The ship and the cube worked together, understanding him in ways machines normally could not. He wondered if the ship was testing him, seeing if he could learn to work with it. He tried different symbols on the cube. Each one brought a new layer of information. Star compositions, gravitational patterns, even hints of energy sources he could not recognize. He wrote down everything he could in his notebook. It would take weeks, maybe months, to understand it all. While exploring, he found more signs of the ship's intelligence. Doors opened as he approached. Hallways that looked identical yesterday now led to new rooms. Ryan realized the ship could adapt to him, showing parts of itself only when it trusted him. He walked down a corridor that had been blocked before. The walls pulsed with soft blue light. At the end, a large chamber opened up. In the center was a strange device, like a globe made of crystal and metal. Lines of light ran across it, forming patterns that seemed alive. Ryan approached carefully. When he touched it, the globe rotated and revealed images, cities, ships, and strange machines moving in ways he could not imagine. He spent the rest of the day experimenting with the globe. He tried pressing symbols, turning dials, and even talking to it softly. It reacted every time. Slowly, Ryan realized it was a map of alien knowledge, not just of space, but of technology. Blueprints for engines, shields, weapons, and energy devices floated before him in holograms. Some of the technology was far beyond anything humans had built. It was beautiful, strange, and dangerous. Ryan felt awe and responsibility. This ship was not just a vessel, it was a treasure of knowledge, and he was the only human to have it. As he studied, Ryan noticed a soft vibration beneath his feet. It was subtle at first, but it grew stronger. The ship was responding to his work, powering up slowly. Lights across the corridors blinked in patterns, and the hum became louder. Ryan realized he was waking the ship further. It was as if it had been sleeping for centuries, waiting for someone to understand it. He felt a thrill of excitement. If he could unlock all its secrets, he could learn more than any human had ever known, maybe even help humanity reach the stars faster. He decided to try the engines. Yesterday he had only glanced at them, but today he wanted to see if the ship could move. He went down to the engine room. Massive cylinders and pipes filled the space. The core hummed with energy. He studied the controls and pressed a few buttons. Nothing happened at first. Then a soft vibration ran through the room. Gauges flickered. The core glowed brighter. Ryan's heart beat faster. He pushed more buttons, using logic and his knowledge of human engines to guide him. Slowly, systems started to respond. Coolant flowed through pipes, energy stabilized, and the hum became steady. The ship was alive. Ryan tested the ship's navigation. He input a simple route to a nearby star. The ship's systems reacted, adjusting engines, shields, and sensors. It was smooth, faster than any human ship he had ever seen. He smiled. Humans were clever and the ship was clever. Together, they were even smarter. He realized that he could use human logic to unlock alien technology. Where aliens had failed or ignored the ship, humans could succeed. It was exciting to think that curiosity and creativity could surpass experience and technology. As he explored the ship further, Ryan found a hidden compartment. Inside were strange artifacts, small spheres, metallic rods, and panels with glowing symbols. He touched one of the spheres. It floated and spun in the air. When he focused on it, it projected a small hologram of a planet. Ryan realized these were tools for exploration, observation, and maybe even defense. The ship had been designed to protect its pilot and gather knowledge. It was a perfect vessel for a human like him, curious, careful, and clever. Later, while examining another room, he found a small library of holographic recordings. He pressed a panel, and the room filled with images of alien beings, some tall, some short, all moving gracefully. They spoke in a language he could not understand, but some recordings had subtitles in symbols he slowly began to decode. The aliens talked about the galaxy, civilizations rising and falling, and mysterious events humans had not recorded. They mentioned humans in passing, calling them unexpected catalysts. Ryan's curiosity grew. Why had aliens seen humans as potential catalysts? What could that mean? He spent hours decoding the recordings. Each one gave him small pieces of knowledge about alien engineering, galactic history, and hidden threats. He realized the ship had been built for a purpose, to carry knowledge and protect its pilot. It had waited for someone who could think differently, someone who could solve puzzles with creativity instead of strength. Ryan smiled. Humans were perfect for this ship. He thought about what he could do with all this knowledge. He could help humanity, explore new worlds, maybe even change the future. As he worked, he noticed something else. Sensors on the ship detected movement outside. Alien ships were scanning the area. They had noticed the cruiser had been activated. Ryan felt a spike of fear. These aliens were powerful, and they had ignored the ship before, thinking it useless. Now they realized its potential. He had to be careful. He quickly learned the ship's defensive systems. Using the knowledge he had gained, he activated shields and energy pulses. The ship reacted instantly, adapting to him. He smiled. Humans could improvise. No alien routine could predict him. He felt confident. Even if danger came, he could outthink it. By evening, Ryan had mapped more of the ship than he could remember. He had activated engines, studied alien maps, explored hidden rooms, and learned about alien history. The ship was no longer just a forgotten cruiser. It was alive, responsive, and ready to work with him. He sat in the observation deck, looking at the stars again. He felt a deep connection to the ship. It trusted him, and he trusted it. Together, they could explore the galaxy, uncover secrets, and maybe even save civilizations that had been blind to danger. He prepared to rest, but before sleeping, he walked to the bridge. The screens glowed softly. He touched the cube again, feeling its warmth. The hum was steady and calm. He whispered, "Thank you," though the ship could not understand words. He felt a bond that went beyond language. He had discovered the first part of the ship's secrets. Tomorrow, he would unlock more. There were puzzles to solve, mysteries to explore, and knowledge to claim. He felt alive, hopeful, and ready. The galaxy was vast, but he was not afraid. With curiosity, intelligence, and the cruiser by his side, he knew humans could accomplish things no one else had imagined. Ryan finally lay down to sleep, dreaming of new systems, alien civilizations, and machines that could think. He dreamed of the cube glowing, the ship moving silently through the stars, and himself standing at the center of it all, unlocking secrets hidden for centuries. He felt excitement for the days to come. The journey had only begun, and the galaxy was waiting for him. He smiled in his dreams, knowing humans were ready to take their place among the stars, one discovery at a time. Ryan woke to the gentle hum of the cruiser moving through space. He had spent the night dreaming of stars and unknown worlds, imagining the adventures ahead. Today, he decided he would test the ship in open space. He wanted to see how far it could go, how fast, and what it could really do. The maps he had studied yesterday were still fresh in his mind. He touched the glowing cube and felt it pulse softly. It was ready. He walked to the bridge, his boots echoing on the metal floor. The screens came alive as he approached, displaying star systems and distant planets. Ryan studied a nearby system, one that no human ship had visited. He input coordinates and watched the ship respond. Engines powered up, shields stabilized, and thrusters adjusted automatically. The cruiser moved smoothly, as if it had been waiting centuries for a pilot like him. Ryan smiled. Humans could think, imagine, and adapt. That made them perfect for this ship. As the ship moved through the void, Ryan tested its engines further. He pushed the speed beyond normal limits. The stars stretched into long streaks of light. The hum of the cruiser became a deep, steady vibration that filled the entire ship. Ryan felt a thrill. This was unlike anything humans had flown before. The ship was faster, smarter, and more adaptable than any alien craft he had heard of. He realized the ship could respond not just to commands, but to intention. If he thought of turning or accelerating, the ship reacted instantly. It was almost like it could read his mind. He decided to explore a cluster of small, uncharted planets. The sensors detected unusual energy readings. Ryan adjusted shields and propulsion carefully. He had learned from the ship's archives that these readings could indicate rare minerals or alien technology. He approached one of the planets and hovered above its surface. Strange formations covered the land, glowing softly in patterns he could not understand. He landed the cruiser gently. The landing pad extended automatically, welcoming him. On the planet, Ryan explored a rocky canyon. The air was thin but breathable. He touched stones that glowed faintly when pressed. His scanners showed hidden energy veins running beneath the surface. He realized this could be a source of power for the ship or even for human colonies. He carefully collected samples, noting everything in his log. He felt excitement and pride. Humans had a chance to learn and grow in ways aliens had overlooked. Creativity, curiosity, and observation were tools no alien routine could match. While studying the planet, he noticed something moving in the distance. It was a small alien drone scanning the area. Ryan ducked behind a rock, thinking quickly. He remembered the ship's stealth and adaptive systems. He activated a cloaking pulse from the bridge, which covered both him and the cruiser from sensors. The drone passed by unaware. Ryan smiled. Humans were unpredictable, and the ship amplified that unpredictability. Where aliens relied on fixed systems and patterns, humans could improvise. That was an advantage he was only beginning to understand. He returned to the cruiser and tested its weapons. Nothing aggressive yet, just small energy pulses for practice. The ship responded instantly, adjusting power, angle, and trajectory. He realized the ship could learn from him, predicting his moves and improving with each action. It was a partnership, not just a machine following commands. He felt proud. Humans had always solved problems with creativity, imagination, and logic. The ship proved that these qualities were powerful in ways aliens could not see. As Ryan traveled further, he noticed signals in the distance. A small fleet of alien scouts approached, their ship sleek and menacing. Ryan felt a spike of fear. He had only studied the cruiser so far, not faced enemies. But he remembered the ship's adaptive systems and his own human creativity. He activated shields, then engaged engines for rapid movement. The cruiser reacted instantly, twisting and turning in ways alien ships did not expect. Ryan used the stars and asteroid fields as cover, creating unpredictable maneuvers. The alien scouts struggled to keep up. He realized humans had an edge. Aliens relied on routines and patterns. Ryan thought differently, changing tactics on the fly. The ship amplified his creativity, allowing him to outmaneuver multiple scouts at once. Energy pulses emitted from the cruiser, not strong enough to destroy, but enough to confuse alien sensors. The scouts retreated, unable to predict the humans' actions. Ryan laughed quietly. Humans were underestimated, but their ability to think and adapt was unmatched. This was why the cruiser had waited for someone like him. After the encounter, Ryan explored a distant nebula. Colorful gases swirled around him, making the ship glow against the darkness. Sensors detected ancient structures buried in asteroids. He carefully approached, scanning the site. Holographic projections appeared, showing an alien civilization long gone. Ships, cities, and machines that had vanished from history flickered before his eyes. Ryan realized he was discovering secrets no alien historian had preserved. The ship was a bridge to forgotten knowledge, and humans were the ones to unlock it. He spent hours studying the nebula. The ship guided him gently, revealing hidden passages and energy flows. Ryan traced circuits and pathways in the alien structures, understanding designs no human could replicate. Yet, he imagined what humans could build using this knowledge. Ships that adapted, engines that learned, and energy systems beyond imagination. The thought filled him with pride and hope. Humans had potential that stretched beyond their small place in the galaxy. Creativity, courage, and curiosity were more valuable than raw strength. As he traveled on, Ryan tested the ship's adaptability in deeper space. He created simulations in his mind, asteroid storms, gravitational anomalies, and energy fields, and the cruiser adjusted instantly. He realized the ship could teach him new ways to think. Each trial, each experiment increased his understanding. He saw possibilities beyond what any alien civilization had imagined. Humans could invent, adapt, and survive in ways the galaxy had not anticipated. The ship was not just a tool. It was a mentor guiding him through the unknown. While exploring, Ryan discovered a hidden room inside the ship. It contained a vast array of alien machinery and holographic displays. He studied each device carefully. Some were defensive systems, some energy converters, others were storage for knowledge and archives. He realized the ship had been designed to grow with its pilot. It could learn, adapt, and improve over time. He smiled. Humans were natural learners. They could solve puzzles, think creatively, and use intuition. With the ship, they had the perfect combination of intelligence and technology. Ryan's mind wandered to the alien scouts he had seen earlier. He realized that if aliens knew the true potential of humans with this ship, they would try to stop them. He had to be cautious. But he also knew humans had an advantage no one else had. Imagination, creativity, and adaptability were unpredictable. Aliens could plan, but humans could improvise. He felt confident. He could face threats, explore unknown systems, and uncover secrets that had been lost for centuries. As night fell over distant stars, Ryan set a course for a system with unexplored planets. He studied alien star maps, cross-referencing with the ship's own sensors. Patterns emerged. Hidden routes, energy pockets, and forgotten bases were revealed. Ryan realized that with this ship, humans could explore the galaxy faster than anyone else. Knowledge and imagination were tools more powerful than weapons. He felt proud to be human, to hold a place in the universe where curiosity mattered more than raw power. He spent the night in the observation deck, watching stars drift by. The cruiser moved smoothly, humming softly. Ryan held the glowing cube, feeling its warmth. He whispered to himself, "We can do this, together." The ship seemed to respond, lights pulsing gently as if agreeing. He imagined all the discoveries ahead, alien civilizations, forgotten technologies, and knowledge that could help humanity grow. Humans were not small, weak, or insignificant. With creativity, courage, and intelligence, they could surpass anyone in the galaxy. Ryan finally lay down to rest. His mind was full of plans for tomorrow, more exploration, testing alien technology, and unlocking secrets of the cruiser. He felt a sense of purpose he had never felt before. Humans had always been underestimated, but now he had a chance to show what they could do. The ship was more than metal and circuits. It was alive, responsive, and ready to work with him. Together they could change the future, one discovery at a time. As he drifted to sleep, he dreamed of stars, planets, and alien structures. He dreamed of puzzles only humans could solve, and of challenges that required creativity instead of force. He dreamed of flying through the galaxy, outthinking scouts, uncovering secrets, and showing that humans were more than their size or strength. He dreamed of the ship glowing around him, alive, patient, and intelligent. He knew that tomorrow would bring new adventures and greater discoveries. The galaxy was vast, but Ryan felt ready. Humans were ready too. Ryan woke early, feeling excitement and purpose. The cruiser had become more than a ship. It was a partner, a teacher, and a guide. He knew that today he would push further, explore deeper, and discover secrets that could change humanity forever. He ran his hands over the controls, feeling the hum of power flow through the ship. It seemed to respond to his touch, alive and aware. He started by reviewing the ship's archives again. Holographic images filled the bridge, showing alien worlds, ancient battles, and technology humans had never seen. He realized the ship was full of warnings as well as knowledge. Hidden threats, long forgotten by the galaxy, were still out there. Ryan felt a sense of responsibility. If he could understand the ship, he could prevent danger not only for himself but for all of humanity. He smiled. Humans had always solved problems with creativity and courage. This was another chance to prove it. He set a course for a distant system, one marked with strange energy readings. The ship adjusted its engines automatically, moving faster than any human vessel could. Ryan monitored the shields and propulsion, experimenting with new energy flows. The ship responded instantly, adapting to his ideas. He realized the human mind and the ship were becoming one. His thoughts guided it, and its systems enhanced his creativity. Together, they were more than a pilot and a machine. They were a single intelligent force. As the ship approached the system, sensors detected an enormous structure in orbit around a planet. It looked like a space station, abandoned but massive. Ryan docked carefully, marveling at the scale. Inside, the walls were lined with alien consoles, panels, and machinery. He realized this was another archive like the ship, but on a larger scale. The station had been dormant for centuries, waiting for someone clever enough to unlock its secrets. Ryan smiled. Humans were clever, patient, and adaptable. Aliens had underestimated them, but he would not. He explored the station room by room. Holographic displays showed star maps, energy systems, and records of long-gone civilizations. Ryan discovered blueprints for technology far beyond human understanding. Engines that could manipulate gravity, shields that could bend energy, and weapons that worked without conventional projectiles. He copied the data carefully into the cruiser's systems. He realized that humans, with ingenuity and imagination, could adapt these technologies to their needs. He could create ships faster, stronger, and smarter than anything aliens had built. As he worked, he noticed a pattern in the data. Certain signals in the galaxy were unstable. Planets and stars were connected in a way that suggested a threat. He studied it carefully and realized it was a network of energy anomalies that could disrupt entire systems. Alien civilizations had missed it, but humans, with creativity and observation, could see the danger. Ryan felt a sense of urgency. He had to act not just for himself, but for everyone. He returned to the cruiser and input coordinates to intercept the anomalies. The ship responded immediately, engines powering up, shields glowing. As he moved, he experimented with the ship's adaptive systems. He combined human logic with alien technology, creating new energy flows that stabilized the cruiser in ways even aliens could not have imagined. He felt pride. Humans were capable of innovation on a scale no one else could reach. They could take the unknown and turn it into opportunity. While approaching the first anomaly, Ryan noticed alien scouts in the area. They had been monitoring the system for centuries, unaware of the hidden threat. He realized they would not understand the danger and might even worsen it. He carefully maneuvered the cruiser, using stealth systems and adaptive shields to avoid detection. Humans were unpredictable, and the ship amplified that unpredictability. He could outthink the scouts, acting in ways they could not anticipate. Ryan reached the first anomaly. Energy surged around him, bright and dangerous. He studied it, analyzing flows and patterns. Using the ship's systems and his own intuition, he rerouted energy channels, stabilizing the anomaly. Lights pulsed on the cruiser, reflecting the success of his work. He smiled. Humans were resourceful, creative, and courageous. They could solve problems that others had ignored or failed to understand. This was proof that humanity could face challenges in the galaxy that no one else could. He moved from anomaly to anomaly, applying the same method. Each one tested him, forcing him to think, experiment, and adapt. The ship responded perfectly, adjusting systems, shields, and energy flows in real time. Ryan realized that the combination of human intelligence and the ship's adaptive design was unstoppable. Aliens relied on routine, but humans could improvise, create, and innovate. Each success made him more confident, and he felt a growing bond with the cruiser. As the last anomaly stabilized, Ryan reviewed the data. He saw that the galaxy could now be safer thanks to his work. He had not only protected systems that aliens had ignored, but he had also shown that humans could solve problems faster, smarter, and with more creativity. He felt a sense of pride for all humanity. Humans were underestimated, but now he had proof that their ingenuity could change the future. He decided to test the ship's full capabilities. He ran simulations of travel between distant systems, combining speed, energy manipulation, and adaptive shields. The ship responded flawlessly. He imagined new colonies, exploration missions, and knowledge that humans could gain. The possibilities were endless. Ryan knew that with the cruiser, humanity could become a leading force in the galaxy. The ship had chosen him, and through him, it had chosen humanity. While exploring a nearby planet, Ryan discovered alien ruins. Holographic maps showed cities, machines, and energy networks. He carefully studied the technology, learning how it could be adapted to human use. He realized that humans could combine simplicity with alien complexity to create systems more efficient than the originals. He began recording ideas, drawing diagrams, and imagining prototypes. He felt excitement. Humans had a chance to rise in the galaxy, not through force, but through intelligence, creativity, and determination. Later, he encountered another fleet of alien ships. They had been monitoring the cruiser, curious why it had become active. Ryan knew confrontation might come, but he was ready. Using the cruiser's adaptive systems, he created unexpected movements, hiding in asteroid fields, and using energy pulses to confuse the enemy sensors. The aliens could not predict him. Human creativity had once again won. He smiled. The galaxy had underestimated humans, but that was changing. Ryan used the cruiser to send messages to human colonies and leaders, sharing what he had learned. He included star maps, energy sources, and warnings of hidden threats. Humans were inspired, seeing technology and knowledge they could use. They began to develop new ships, engines, and systems based on the cruiser's design. Ryan realized that humanity was entering a new era, one of exploration, innovation, and growth. Humans had a chance to shape the galaxy's future. He spent the night in the observation deck, looking at the stars. The cruiser floated silently, humming softly, alive and aware. Ryan held the glowing cube, feeling its warmth. He thought about what humans could do, how creativity, courage, and intelligence could make them leaders in the galaxy. He smiled. He had not only discovered secrets of the ship, but he had also unlocked the potential of humanity. As he rested, He dreamed of new worlds, new civilizations, and technologies humans could create. He dreamed of colonies that used alien knowledge wisely, explorers discovering forgotten systems, and humans working with the cruiser to protect and expand their reach. He felt hope and pride. Humans were no longer small, overlooked, or underestimated. They were ready to take their place among the stars. When Ryan woke, he set a new course. He would continue exploring, learning, and sharing knowledge. The cruiser was more than a ship. It was a symbol of human potential. Together, they would face dangers, unlock mysteries, and show the galaxy that humans could think, adapt, and overcome challenges no one else could. The journey was far from over. The future of humanity was waiting, and Ryan was ready to lead the way. He looked at the stars one last time before entering hyperspace. The cruiser hummed, pulsing with energy and intelligence. Ryan felt a connection stronger than anything he had known. He knew that the galaxy would never be the same. Humans had been given a chance to rise, and with courage, creativity, and intelligence, they would succeed. The stars stretched before him, endless and full of promise. The cruiser moved silently, carrying humanity's hope to new worlds, new discoveries, and a brighter future. Ryan smiled, feeling pride and purpose. Humans had always been underestimated, but now, with curiosity, courage, and the cruiser at his side, they could reach heights no one else could imagine. The adventure was just beginning, and he was ready. The galaxy awaited, full of secrets, challenges, and opportunities. And he knew one thing clearly: humanity was ready to meet it. This galactic cruiser was ignored by all. What I found inside shaped the future of humanity.